All right, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to start a new series going over actual case studies from current clients and past clients, going over what I did, what was the main goal and objective for the client, anything I've done or tried or ran into that needed to be, redone or anything like that, and going over actual strategies and actual campaigns of what worked and what did not work. So you can take this for your own learnings and think, okay, if this worked for him, maybe I can do this for me. Try to expand your own knowledge of what you can try for your own brands, right? So overall, let's get into it. And I will try to do this as much as possible because I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it on Twitter and in my free community, going over like, hey, can you break down more actual case studies and not so much, thinking based stuff, more so what actually works. So let's get into it. Overall, this case study is going to be going over an e-commerce brand in the month of January. So it's 31 days, and we made them $95,000 in revenue with only $18,000 in ad spend in the 31-day time span. Now, this was actually around, we spent about 2 weeks with them in December, and this is our first full month together post holidays, and it was a lot better than December overall, a lot more new customers, and I'll share with you how we track that, aside from the actual Shopify stuff, right? But overall, the client's very happy, and this main goal was to kind of get a reasonable CPA and scale as fast as possible, and keeping that in the CPA in check, both on the coal side and the brand side. So let's get into it. Overall, the goal was to scale and also hit a sub $25 CPA. This client has a great product overall, very limited competition on the Google side, but more so on the TikTok and Facebook side. They do have a lot of competition there. And the main goal is just how can we acquire new customers at scale and kind of scale week over week at a reasonable pace, but not too fast, not too conservative. Now, the actual strategy, this is the actual campaigns that we have live in the account right now, is and I separate these out 4 different campaign types, and I go in depth on this in my Academy group, which is a paid community, not the free one. It's an upgrade from that. But I have growth, which is targeting new customers, nurturing, which is basically thinking, hey, can I re-engage with the most activated or the most active, most engaged new people that we got into the site, looking at products, looking at duration, looking at what the top sellers they went to, stuff like that. Brand, just collecting brand stuff. The whole goal here is not just to collect brand people, right? But also how can we bump their AOV up? How can we increase the conversion rate of people searching for brand? And then LTV is very simple. How do you think of like email marketing? Same with Google Ads. How can I add more people or add more revenue from people who've done stuff on ads front, but get them back to the funnel if we target the same customer list? So very simple, 4 different areas. Now for the growth side, this is where most of the budget should always be from most accounts, unless you're like a secondary, like a supplementary channel to say like Facebook, or even if you don't really have a lot of stuff that you want to go on Google, you just want to collect that brand traffic, then of course growth isn't the most important. But for 90% of advertisers and brands that I work with, growth is the main thing to focus on. Now, we have 2 main growth campaigns. One is a search with standard keywords, like the normal search campaign, and one is a dynamic search, right? Google recently has come out saying they want both of these in one campaign, separate by ad groups, so an ad group of dynamic and an ad group of search. We just started off with this in December. We noticed pretty quickly both have a good amount of search volume, potential, and results, so we just split them out in January. Overall, what have we done in January as a whole for Search Standard? We experimented different landing pages, so the home page versus product page, and unsurprisingly, the product page won. But you never know when a home page might just look a little bit better, might look a little bit cleaner, give a better introduction to the brand from a cold search side. And but the product page had a lower CPA, so we went that one in midway of January. And then also we experimented with bidding strategies, so manual bidding versus target CPA. Since the client recently had a mistracked revenues with shipping and taxes being added to their revenue tracking Google Ads from a previous setup, we didn't want to do anything with a revenue-based goal, just because CPA was a little easier identifiable, and the AOV didn't change much post purchase. So overall, the tCPA won, which not a big deal in terms of a big difference. mCPC did have a little bit better of a CPA, but could not spend the level that we wanted to get our CPCs back. Originally, we thought maybe Google was kind of adding our own threshold there and making us bid more artificially higher than we should have been. So to notice week over week, our CPCs started very cheap in like the 30 to 40 cent range. And then recently, the last week of January, I think our CPCs were at like 65, 70 cents. And now we have scaled 4 times what we were spending in late December, early January. So of course it'd be way more CPC, right? However, we wanted to run that test, and we did, but we knew tCPA was better at scale. And then our second campaign was a search dynamic. Again, this one performed really well. pretty much the same search terms as our search standard, but it just has allowed us to spend a little bit more extra and not scale so much in one campaign, kind of diversify our risk here, hedge our risk. Overall, we're testing our search impression theory, right? Right now, we're spending about, I think, $40 a day in this campaign. However, it tells us our search impression share is maxed. So we think, oh, well, it only goes as far as what Google thinks on the site compared to what someone would be searching, right? Kind of the indexing. So we're kind of seeing how far can we go when it tells us we've reached 90+% search impression share. So that's what we're seeing right now, and overall, it's working very well. Both these campaigns are, I think, within $1 to $2 CPA. I think standard's a little bit higher, and that could just be Google's way of saying, "Hey, let's spend more money on dynamic," right? Google's whole goal there. But overall, growth is doing very well, and I would say very, very well for this account. Nurturing, sadly, we can't do anything nurturing just because this account and brand isn't a policy that affects us to actually re-advertise to people. So that does affect us a little bit. Probably would knock down our CPAs by a couple of dollars overall with how much traffic we're getting from Google and other marketing channels. However, it is what it is. Now, brand is doing very well. They have a great brand presence. A lot of people searching from other channels. So we went ahead and actually only are advertising to new customers. And the way we're doing that is by excluding past converters on Google. But also, we actually found out with this account now, and it was blocked in the past, or maybe we had a bug, but we could not append any customer lists as exclusions. So up until this point, in this account at least, we can only do exclude past converters. So this helps showcase the brand ads only to people who have not converted, to kind of help identify new customer revenue, trying to show the new customers have not purchased yet through Google Ad. So it does help kind of identify which path we're going to and trying to limit that repeat purchase rate on the brand, just because we want to keep track of how they came into this the funnel, how they convert, stuff like that. And then again, LTV, we cannot do this again because we cannot use any customer list to actually target people right now, or any audience segments basically. So that's pretty much the strategy. Very simple, very straightforward. Shopping has been in development, but we got hit by a policy as soon as we launched. So we're testing what product page. It's in the the policy where it basically tells you nothing, right? So we're kind of going through how can we update the page to make sure we're good on Google's policy, and then hopefully launch shopping in mid to late February. Now, overall results, what happened, kind of give you a little bit of teaser, but overall we spent $18K in the 31 days, about $95K worth of revenue. This picture doesn't have the conversion lag, so I'm missing about $2,000 in revenue, not a big deal. And most of these are all new customers. Again, one, we verify that with a backend application in Shopify, but also making sure we exclude past converters in our ads helps kind of make sure these are new customers, at least as best we can think that they are. Revenue split, since people are going to ask. Cold was about $47,000 in revenue, and was about 48. CPA Goal was sub 25, and our actual CPA was 691. And to break that even further, to kind of show you very transparently, Cold was 1322, and brand was just under $1.97. So overall, flying high for the first full month with this brand. Looking forward to kind of getting to that 30-40K spend rate, probably within 30 to 45 days. So just again, week over week, and kind of see the graph here from January 1st all the way up here with the conversion of the cost, kind of going up and up and up, and had a little bit of dip here after this was during our experimentation phase, and now going back again right to the end of January. So overall, easy case study. If you guys like this, please let me know and what other kind of cases you guys would like to see, but I'll keep doing these, and have a great day. Thank you.